So we're going to have a look at Bitcoin, TRVL, and this other token that I've been looking at, PTB, Portal to Bitcoin. I'm quite interested in that. This is what I had from Sunday. And you know, when you plan a short, if it doesn't kind of come into your area, you don't take it. You know, it's really that simple. The idea was right, wasn't it? The idea was right. Looking for a push up and then a little bit of a rejection. That being said, it kind of missed it by a little bit. You don't take those trades. You could, on a swing failure, it'd be a scalp to begin with, and then if it plays out, then it plays out. But the reality is you're kind of looking to go up and take that liquidity. We haven't done that yet, which is a bit annoying. But anyway, let's kind of chuck, what does that Friday analysis? So you had the same thing on Friday. See that? So I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I'll put that into call it Sunday analysis. Can hide all that. I hide all these levels now. And what I'll do is I'll have a look at the daily chart. Yeah, it's looking pretty kind of like, it looks like a rejection there. High volume, green, doji, swing failure. It's looking like a little bit of a rejection there, isn't it? So I wouldn't mind if we go down. It might grind down her. But the one thing to bear in mind is that we have an interest rates cut scheduled for tomorrow. This is what people have been talking about, and that's kind of why the price has kind of slowed down a little bit. I think a lot of people are waiting to see what the Fed decides. That's probably going to have a massive impact on the price. I think that's what people are waiting for. There's no significant changes in the volume, as you can see. So we're just kind of stuck here, stuck. I don't really have anything more to say. It's really crazy here. I've got nothing to say about the charts except that everyone seems to be waiting for what happens tomorrow with the Fed announcement. Now the question is this: do they cut by 0.25% or do they cut by 0.5%? This is the order flow. We're underneath the daily open, we're underneath the VWAP. This is bearish. We're looking at bearish CVD. Do you see that? CVD is going up. Price is going down. This is bearish. It means that market longs are being absorbed. It's bearish. It's bearish order flow. You can't long this. If anything, you just short this. You have to short this. So that's just easy observation. Nothing really more to say. And what we want to know is what happens tomorrow. I think the 0.25% interest rate cut's been priced in, but I don't think 0.5% it has been priced in. And so if the Fed decides to cut by 0.5%, then that's going to cause this to probably, or possibly, who knows, maybe to go down. So forget this up now, because I think the up has happened with that front run. It's a big front run. Maybe we go down and bounce and then press up. That's kind of like, this long is still what I'm interested in, to come and test these lows, test the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders. I'm still there. That's where my mind is at. I think the short is gone. But because the order flow is kind of like bearish, you could probably look for local shorts. You probably have to look for local shorts. The market structure here locally is bearish. Lower highs, lower lows at the moment. So you could probably look for local shorts. But ultimately, we're looking for a nice juicy long for a retest of this inverse head and shoulders breakout. Okay, whatever happens, we have a whole bunch of liquidity higher up that has to be hit. So even if we come into the neckline and bounce. We're going to come into big resistance up there. The question is how much volume comes in to push through that liquidity. Do we reject again off the point of control, the local point of control, or do we push through and find support, flip it into support? And so these are questions that no one can answer, but basically nothing has changed. And the same thing, if you lose the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders, you lose that SR flip line that I've indicated and back test it for resistance, then we're going down, 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 down. And that's basically Bitcoin. Really, that's a really quick and short, easy update. No real changes from Sunday. If you want to look at my Sunday stream, you can go to my YouTube channel. And obviously, if you're not subscribed, then why not subscribe? Subscribe. I need to get this to 1,000 subscribers, so every subscriber counts. And here you can see I put every time I do Bitcoin, I put a Bitcoin video, and there you can catch up with everything. So really, this I'm in the same place. The short I think is done, so we can kind of ignore it. And now we're just looking for a long lower down to see what happens tomorrow of the Fed meeting. All right, that's basically Bitcoin. While I'm here, I'm just going to quickly have a look at dominance. Yeah, dominance is pushing up. No, not really. It's kind of just, it's in a holding pattern. I think dominance could probably go up, and then, you know, like it could just take the highs and then go back down again, possibly. That's a likely, or possibly a likely scenario for dominance. What else do I want to look at?